Hello, everyone, to episode 33 in Immortal Way of Life. Now, yes, I did mention we would be doing the deity transformation breakthrough, and now we are in an unfamiliar location, the Greenstone Spirit Vein, and the reason being is I need more Spirit Core fragments. So I am here searching how many can I get in 1 year. I am in like the richest area there is. I need a total of 2000 right now, and I believe I have 896, so we'll be doing it for another year, and then we could hopefully like slowly tackle the DT transformation breakthrough. But just so you know where I am and what I'm doing exactly. And now, using those spirit cores we've gathered, I can snag the technique somewhere. LAU, exactly. Let's exchange stuff for the Yang churn method. Mandatory for the breakthrough, absolutely mandatory. Now, another thing I've been doing in preparation for after the deity breakthrough is search these random cabinets and so on in the caves that can appear on the map. Like there are these random caves that can appear, such as these as well, and they can have different techniques. And the one skill I was looking for is this sword astral protection, as we can use that in the future. And yeah. And here we are, we have reached the peak of nascent soul cultivation. As such, I will do a quick save somewhere, preferably right here. And before we attempt the actual breakthrough, I'll be going through how you can do it. I believe, yeah, around the breakthrough. Not tribulation, but deity transformation. Deity transformation itself is a very intricate breakthrough. There are a ton of different modifiers you need or can pay attention to, and I'll explain it first. The idea is in a deity transformation, or if you look at the Chinese Hua Shen, transforming into like divine, into a god. The basic idea behind is you shed your mortal skin and turn into an immortal body. And as a result, you have these two like numbers or parameters. On one hand, your mortal self and your immortal self. If your mortal self hits 100, you fail the breakthrough. Basically, your mortal like self is overpowering your immortal self, and you're still immortal, and so you can't shed your skin. If immortal hits 100, you succeed. That is the basic gist of it. But there are two more temperings you can do, and that's on one hand the body tempering, which, if successful and depending on the amount, will grant you extra bonus HP, and the soul tempering, which will grant extra soul sense, etc. And our goal, or my goal right now, is to, of course, on one hand succeed, but on the other hand to use a strategy to increase our soul and body tempering by as much as possible. That being said, if you choose to break through to deity transformation, you can pick one of the 9 different DAOs, so everything besides formation, alchemy, and forging. I don't know why formation is not included. It makes sense with forging and alchemy, but yeah, so be it. Now, depending on which attribute you pick, you will get a different domain. And domains like the superpower a deity transformation cultivator has, and each different DAO type has a different domain. And these domains also play sadly it's not shown here, a role in your tribulation, so your ascension to become a true immortal. So yeah, like on one hand you could pick, I'll give you an example, soul sense is extremely strong in the tribulation. But most people don't play soul sense and don't have the soul sense at 150,000. Like in order to select one of these DAOs, they need to be fully maxed out. So you need to have reached the path has been set. And yeah, that's it. So in this case, for my breakthrough, I'll be going for a 5-element one. They are very similar and their ability in the Tribulation is the same, just a different element. So very little difference, because I believe a 5-element breakthrough is the likeliest for people. Like maybe you are playing some sword build, maybe you do have a body at 150,000, but that's not as likely as one of the main elements. And if you're not playing a sword cultivator, and if I show you the process of a sword cultivator, it's a bit off. But that's the basic gist of it. Then the techniques you require / should have. In my case, I have the Forget Mortal Incantation technique, which is obtained by getting first place in this Heaven's Secret competition every 100 years. Besides that, by completing that competition, you get 4 initial immortality when you do the breakthrough. Then we have the 9 Dragons Heavenly Thunder, and well, I guess I can talk about the effect first. What this does is, if you are in the immortal state, only then can you use this, and at the end of your turn, if you're still in the immortal state, your mortal parameter will be lowered by 4, and the first time it's used, the effect is doubled. The idea is, if you are in the immortal state, you can then lower your mortal self a bit lower so it's not reaching 100. You can basically postpone it a bit. The 9 Dragons Heavenly Thunderfire is obtained from the Dragon Palace questline, and if you use Chi that has synergy, you get +3 body tempering. If you use Chi that has friction, your mortal body is increased by 3. Now, typically increasing your mortal body is not good, like not good at all. So you want to use it with synergy, and we get to synergy later. Besides that, there is Guardianship of the Will. I don't believe we are using it at all. It's obtained from the Ningyo Ancient Runes, but we're not using it. Then we have Determining Spell. It requires 4 energy and can only be used in mortal body, and when we enter the immortal state, you basically are swapping between 2 different stances, 2 different states at all times. You absorb 4 aura. So basically you take 4 aura and then you get 4 aura again, so it reshuffles which aura you have. So if your aura is somewhat impure, etc., you use it. And then lastly, and also very important, Yongquan method. It costs 4 chi, and at the next turn, the start of next turn, you absorb 4 chi as well. So it's like 1-1 or 4-4-4. And if it's used in the immortal state, you get -3 mortal self. The idea is with Forget Mortal Incantation and Yongquan method, you can reduce your mortal value. And you can see us use it a lot in the later half of the breakthrough. And in case I didn't mention it yet, I am using a guide. Like, I'm using a strategy post to do this breakthrough. There are so many things that are happening. It's incredible if you can do it on top of your mind. Now, besides those techniques, we also have the 3 different pills, which can be obtained, one from a questline or from an auction, or you can craft it yourself with alchemy, and the other 2 can be crafted with alchemy yourself or from an auction. And additionally, we are using temporary weight pills. Now, I'll be using forest, or in this case wood and fire. Reason being is I have a wood core, so one of the pills should be wood. And then for the 9 Dragons Heavenly Thunderfire, I want a synergistic element, and that's either water or fire. I in this case picked fire, because I had more of those initially. And that should cover about it. Now we'll be taking 30 of these. Also make sure, that's important, watch out for pill poisoning. You can easily poison yourself to death. Like if I just take, I believe, now it is, I am already at 90. Bad. I'm at 90 pill poisoning. Thankfully I have some master pill poison pills, I have some expert ones. I should be at 0 now. And so we take 30 of these ember lights as well. And there you go. It lagged for a short moment. These have 2 each. To be honest, this should be fine. This is plenty fine. And we'll be quick saving now as well. And we can click on the breakthrough button. Every realm breakthrough comes with great risks. Have you made all the necessary preparations? You sit down cross-legged, coordinating and resonating the flow of spiritual energy between your meridians and nascent soul, and enter a state of emptiness. The spiritual energy within your body condensed instantly, surging and roaring like a tidal wave. You calmly guided the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Opportunities are fleeting, and you know you must quickly undergo a deity transformation. And here you go, we can pick the different elements. I can pick everything besides fire and earth. I'll be picking wood since, well, it's pretty obvious I'm doing a wood build. Another one would, for example, be body, 15 tempered body at the start, 15 soul shaping at the start, every turn you lose 1 mortality, very nice, etc. I'll be picking one of the 5 elements, in this case wood. Now we'll be taking the pill, and well, the first pill, whenever you do body tempering, gain +1 body tempering, effects cannot stack. Whenever you do soul tempering, gain +1 soul tempering, effects do not stack of multiple pills, and start with 4 initial immortality. So we have +4 from this and +4 from the first place in that heavenly competition. So we start with +8. If you have the reincarnated immortal trait, you will start with another +2. And if you defeat the Saint Langfang, so in the sea, the northeast sea saint, you can head to the Dragon Palace to also get +4 initial immortality. But we don't have a need for it, so we just do it like this. Let's go. And here you can see like this intricate breakthrough. Besides these skills I have talked about, which are the bottom 5, there's also the deity transformation, and that's what I talked about regarding stance swapping. So here we are. It can only be used in the immortal body. It brings us, it gives us +1 immortality, and we have starting 8 as mentioned. It gives us +1 immortality, and we enter the immortal state. Additionally, for every 10 soul shaping we have, we get 1 more immortality. And I guess we can also talk a bit about, is it listed in here? Okay, it actually is listed in here. And why you should do stance swapping. So we saw one technique that brings us from mortal body into immortal body. Now what's the advantage of mortal body and immortal body? At like first glance, mortal body seems bad because it gives you +4 mortality or mortal self at the end of the turn, and if it reaches 100, your breakthrough fails. Doesn't sound good. On the other hand, immortal gives you +4, like the immortal state, +4 immortal at the end of the round, which is good. However, your chi absorption at the start of each round is skipped. The idea is mortals rely on chi absorptions, immortal no longer do so, and as such, if you are immortal, you skip your chi. And we obviously need chi to cast our techniques, so that basically leaves us leaves us with the choice of either staying in the mortal realm, getting chi to do our techniques and so on, or you just die in the immortal state. The next one is transformation of mortal body, so it can only be used in the immortal state and turns you back into a mortal. And for every 10 tempered body, we will absorb 1 little chi. And that's something we'll be doing a lot. We'll be tempering our body, and if you imagine we have 10 tempered body, if we turn back into a mortal, that's 10 chi. and it takes a total of like 5 chi to turn into an immortal and then back again. So yeah, you can see where we are going, although these are once per turn only. Next up, cultivating your body. If you use it in the immortal body, we get +1 tempered body, otherwise like base 5. In the mortal state +6, and remember our pill, so it's +7. Soul shaping, same deal, just in the immortal state you get more benefit. Yeah. And lastly, induction method can only be used in the immortal state and will increase your immortality by a lot. So in this case, by +5. Welcome back everyone. As you can see, my chi is slightly different and all. I tried to do an extreme breakthrough strategy. I found the specific operations you need to do a extreme breakthrough, which like definitely increases the attributes you get at the end by a lot. However, even though I've tried it a total of 3 times, I've failed every single time because it's just so extreme on the specific cheese you need. And as such, here I am again. I will probably cut like the skill explanation right in front of this part. I won't showcase how many times I failed because that was just... And now I know why it's called extreme. Like it's the first time I did this extreme one. So I am now heading back to the easy one. So like the easy one should be a lot easier to follow along as well. The first step is in the first 3 turns we want to do a total of 6 body tempering. So in case you have some unclean spiritual energy, use the Yongchen method to get rid of it, if you can. And now our hope is right here that we can do a total of 6 body tempering, and we have it. And now we can simply end our turn. Then next up, first up, I want to get rid of this one stupid earth chi, it's already annoying me. We go into a like immortal state, then use our Yongchen method, transform back into the mortal state, and use our 9 dragons thunder. So we'll just use it like this, perfect. We should now have 50 body tempering on turn 4. Next turn we do cultivating the body again. So 57. We then go into the immortal state, go with a Yongchen method. Yongchen method as always, go back into being a mortal again. I'm getting hiccups right now, excuse me, and do a 9 dragons sky thunder. That is the game plan. So give me a moment, I need to deal with my hiccups. First up, we get rid of our 1 metal chi. I just don't like it. We enter the, like I want to say divinity, I'm playing too much Slay the Spire. We enter immortal state, do our Yongchen method, go back to being immortal again, and do one of these thunders. Now we should have 61 tempered body. We cultivate our body again and head into the immortal state, and since we're heading into the immortal state, we get rid of this 1 random metal. Then do a spring method or Yongchen method. Yongchen actually means spring. Go back into our mortal self again and cultivate our body. And here you could like mess up depending on your energy. If you get like 4, 4 and 1 random, a bit annoying with this breakthrough. But now we should have 75 tempered body, 36 mortality on this turn. We continue tempering our body. Hell yeah. And by the way, the extreme breakthrough guide would have also given you some soul shaping. Instead, we completely disregarded. It was not fun attempting it. I'll be honest, not fun. And we now did a body tempering. We are at 82. We head into the immortal state, do a Yongchen method, go back to being immortal again, and temper our body. I'll do it like this, higher odds of tempering the body. we end our turn. Now we have 89 tempered body, 44 mortality. Guess what we're doing? We are tempering our body again and again. That's right. Now we head into deity transformation stage, and it's important you pay attention to your energy. If necessary, use determining skill. After we head into this spiritual immortal state, we need to use Yongquan. So yeah. And now, since we have a good chunk of tempered body and high mortality in comparison to immortality, we stay in the immortal state. So we get some immortality slowly but surely and less mortal. To start off with, we become mortal again, go back to being immortal. As always, we do a spring method, and for the first time forget mortal incantation. Since it's the first time we use it, it has double effect and reduces our mortality. Now in this case, it barely increases it. Now I believe we should be turn 10. We head into our mortal state, temper our body, go to being immortal again, and we make sure that we have 3 and 3 of both elements after, do a Yongquan method and forget mortal incantation. End our turn. And we head back to being immortal. And this is so much easier to do in comparison to the extreme breakthrough guide. This is like a joke. So easy. We go back to immortal state, we do spring method, we do forget mortal incantation. Like, it's the same routine. Okay, I said that and now it's slightly different. Now we use a 9 dragons heavenly thunder because it pushes us over the edge to 120. So we get 1 more chi when we turn back into being mortal again. I'll probably do it like this since I need to temper my body now. And then we head back into the immortal state. And I do it like this, very high odds of getting 1 wood, so I can do my spring method and forget mortal incantation. So now as reference, 59 mortality, 128 tempered body. We do a 9 dragon heavenly thunder. Like, this is preferable since it's like better on my chi. We turn back into a mortal again. We body temper after. I'll be doing it with fire. We head back to being immortal again. Yes, we want to get rid of our 1 earth. So we go into fire and do a Yongquan method and forget mortal incantation. This is so easy, like this is a joke. Next up, 9 dragons thunder and go back into mortal state. We can go 2-2 or we can go 1-1. What is better? 1-1 I'll pick. Yes, perfect. Then we go into immortal state. Don't need to purge any energy. Immortal state, do a spring method, forgetful mantra, that is 3 energy I need, and an induction method. So I need 6 and 4 at least. So we'll be doing it like this. Is that correct? Yeah. Spring method, forget mortal incantation, and I'll be most likely doing it like this. Induction method increases our immortality. And our turn. Here we go again. We transform into a mortal. Yes. We go back into immortal state, but first cleanse any energy we don't wish for. Perfect. We go Yongquan. We go for a forgetfulness spell, like forget mortal incantation, and 2 induction methods. Now pay attention, of course, to your spirit ratio. I believe it's better like that. Perfect. So now we have 80 mortality, 67 immortality, and still 143 body. We go back to being mortal again. I don't know, being mortal is fun. No random chi, so we can go back into our immortal state, do a Yongquan method, a forgetful spell, yes, and 2 for induction methods. 84 immortality, 89 mortality. It's getting close, like super close. So we head back to being mortal, go back into being immortal again, Yongquan method, forgetfulness spell, and induction method. And here we need to pay attention to how we do it. That's looking good. End turn 99, we're cutting it real close, but you can see 97, so it's pretty easy. The moment we do one of these induction methods, it's like +3, we immediately succeed. Now we can head back into being immortal again. We can temper our body. If you have enough chi, you can temper your body again. Can't we temper it again after? Wait, we do it like this. I believe I can get one more compared to the guide in. Or did I miss one anywhere? No. And then we do the induction method. And we succeeded at deityfication. Your soul emerges from the heavenly spirit and emerges into the world. You begin to clearly perceive the power of the great law of the Wood Tao, as if you can mobilize the power of the heaven and earth for your own use in every move. But the next second, another extremely powerful will suppresses your soul back into the body. You suddenly shuddered, and then you realized that this was the way of heaven. Now, since we only did body tempering, I get more HP and speed. Look at the amount though. And sadly, no soul sense, no aptitude, no wisdom of course, and we mastered the power of the law. I'll be honest, this simple breakthrough guide, breakthrough I showed, was 20 times easier than the other extreme version. I was stressing so much with the other one regarding how I can use energy right there. I was counting energy and all, and this was super easy. Suddenly, the spiritual energy from the surrounding heavens and earth begins to surge into your body. You have broken through to early deity transformation. Almost plus 20k HP, 1k lifespan, 40 soul sense, and a lot of speed. Now we clearly sense the rejection of the power of heaven and earth towards you, and a strong sense of oppression from the heavenly tribulation begins to envelop you. So this is the power of heavenly tribulation. It cannot be resisted with more normal divine skills. This is a higher level power that surpasses this realm's heaven and earth. When you recall the power you felt when your soul left your body during your breakthrough, only that power can withstand the heavenly tribulation. And we can now journey to the void, which is like the void dimension. Taishu is formless, the essence of Qi. Although the physical body remains in the mortal realm, cultivation never ceases. But your spiritual power can already communicate with the realm of Taishu, which is like this void dimension. After gradually becoming familiar with this feeling, you begin to try using this new power to cast spells that are powerful enough to deal with the arrival of heavenly tribulations. Now let's talk about deity stuff. Tribulation remaining 1000 years. Should be pretty simple. We have 1000 years until our tribulation comes, and then regardless of what state we're in, it will hit us, and if we succeed, we become immortal, we ascend to the higher realm where the game ends. If not, we die. Pretty much. Now, the 100 years can be reduced, 1000 years can be reduced, and you can see it at the bottom of that screen. Since we are now a deity, we get the wood domain, and first up, what does the wood domain do? It immediately absorbs 10 wood chi for us, and we get that wood domain passive. And for every time we use the domain, 100 years will be subtracted from the tribulation. As such, only use it if you really need to. Like, there are better ways. Like, I remember we got the technique from the Storm Pavilion quest, which like consumes 80 years of lifespan, and you get, like, here you, nah, it's not this one, consumes 90 years of lifespan, and you get plus 13 chi per turn, and all damage reduces by, like, all damage is reduced by 50%. Rather learn this technique than use your domain in most cases, since the tribulation is a lot more scary than running out of lifespan. I could easily increase my lifespan by another 500 years or so, but I don't need to. Like, at the year 1500, or when I am 1581 years old, tribulation will strike. Maybe for you it's 400 years later. At that point I still have not really maxed out my lifespan. But now with the Great Void Dimension, there are the different spells you can sense in this Great Void Dimension, and they can resist the Heavenly Tribulation, and you can only use these skills against the Heavenly Tribulation. And here you can see a lot of them. And some of them require, or rather all of them require specific conditions. And those are either you do a condition in a battle, which is like this button, you fight against a training dummy, and you need to get at least 1000 layers within like 3 rounds. At 1000 layers of shield within 3 rounds. If you can do so, you will unlock the skill, which you can then comprehend. So we can just try it out. There are specific like build setups you typically want to do, and by the way, no equipment, which sucks. A typical like build setups you want to do to complete these, which are like more optimal at it. I currently don't have one of those, so I'll just be winging it and see if I can reach it or not. But just to like showcase it. Like in my case, 226 shield so far, not looking good. Our goal, oh my god, how much shit did I get from other elements? That is not good at all. I need to discard 7 chi. Like, maybe I'll get it at a low level. But not being able to wear equipment sucks already. I can tell you that much. Like, it definitely ruins my chi absorption. Okay, 2000 shield. But yeah, like it even mentions it here, the more shield you get, the better the sensing effect. And well, it's already hinting at it. If you complete the bare minimum, you will unlock the bare minimum reward. And for shield, the bare minimum is 1000 shield. There's a better reward at 2000 shield, even better at 3000, the one in 4000 and 5000. And so it's in your best interest to like figure out a set of skills, and that's why I learned that one sword astral protection move at the start of the video to complete these challenges. Now there are a ton of different ones, look at it. The more damage reduction you have, accumulate a total of 200 chi, deal 8000 damage, deal or like restore 4000 HP and so on. There are a ton of different options. There are even story related ones, which for example is this quench one, quenched, burning the power of thunder to quench your body. It's from doing the Thunder Sea event. Another one right here is from the Ghost event. We haven't done it yet, but that's an option. Then there are also ones related to your Dao. And what it needs is that you have unlocked this last node in the specific Dao. So in my case, Metal Mastery, which would be Tone Jin. And if I have Metal Mastery, I can like learn this one. And there are a ton of different ones. There is one for weapons, there was one for pills, pill one is quite cool actually, and so on. But we can deal with that in the future, since learning it takes a lot of time, and we need to actually upgrade our techniques anyway. Like this one, 15 years in my state. Probably even longer for your normal character, which isn't boosted by fighting is fun. But now let us head back into a sect. You stroll within the sect. There's no need to consciously stretch out your soul sense, as every detail within the sect is laid bare before you. The cultivators were all practicing in their respective rooms, either debating with each other or dueling to improve their skills, or while handling sect affairs. Although this scene may seem familiar to you, like when you first joined the sect, you hardly know anyone here. Like a deity, you can perceive everyone, but no one can sense you. This feeling, is it quite enjoyable or uninteresting? I find it uninteresting. Like, it's cool being a spectator, but you're like so far away from everyone else. Like, boring, absolutely. Since you have comprehended everything, there is no longer the freshness and belonging as when you first entered the sect. All of this is just something that has happened to you and nothing more. The only thing you wanted to know was what that scene would be like when you undergo tribulation, as well as what exactly that void dimension is. So you headed straight to the main hall, intending to ask the sect master about it. The sect master is currently handling sect affairs and completely unaware of your arrival. You have no choice but to intentionally make some noise. So, it's Junior Sister You. What brings you here this time? ... He immediately realized something was wrong. Wait a minute, what kind of restraint technique did you use that I couldn't even sense your presence? You didn't explain anything, only released a bit of deity transformation might suppression. You've already made a breakthrough into the realm of deity transformation? Let us announce this happy news to all of Ningyo so that all talented people and heroes will come to congratulate you. Wait, why are we rejecting this party? I like this party. Does our sect have any seniors experience left behind for reference, like regarding the tribulation? A master, if he knew something, would definitely tell you. Let's talk about the tribulation. You should have sensed the presence exactly. The tribulation is a test, regardless of one's aptitude and lifespan. From the moment you enter deity transformation, you only have 1,000 years left. As for every use of your domain, it subtracts 100 years. When the countdown ends, no matter where you are, the heavenly tribulation will come knocking at your door. At that time, the upper realm will also descend Immortal Chi to give you the opportunity to become a true mortal. What's Immortal Chi? It's very strong spiritual energy. The spiritual energy of immortality requires a deep enlightenment of the heavenly Tao to activate. And yes, in the place like the Great Void Dimension, you can learn those. With your current strength of soul sense, I believe you could have, seen it. Exactly. We can easily roam this Great Void Dimension while cultivating, and only within it can we learn the techniques to counter the heavenly Tao and the tribulation. Immortal Arts are cast by manipulating immortal energy. It's the same as normal Chi. Don't worry about it. There are various types of immortal arts and no one can comprehend them all, that's true. And everyone looks for the immortal arts that are suitable for their build to counter the tribulation. And I already have a specific set in mind. I can tell you this much: stagnation, metal, possibly alchemy and refining. Who cares about those though? Shield, that is stagnation. That should be it, wait. No, I messed up something. Stagnation, metal, shield, damage reduction, possibly heal, and then if you really want to add alchemy and forging into the mix. Why must one use immortal arts to undergo tribulation? The thunder tribulation inherently contains the power of the heavens, and only with the same power can one contend against it. Compared to immortal arts and the heavenly tribulation, the power of ordinary spells is not even on the same level or dimension. Heavenly Dao, what's up with it? The Heavenly Dao is the ultimate destination of all grand paths. What is meant by returning to the Great Dao means the Heavenly Dao. The law of operation of all things, the source of techniques and divine skills are also all part of the Heavenly Dao. Even if only one glimpse can be attained, the enlightenment gained can easily surpass any divine skill in the world. What else? In it, I don't know what to say to this. I can spoil it. They do mention right here the land for the tribulation is important, but it has zero effect. You can't even really choose the land. Like, you can be on the sea when the tribulation hits, but there is no difference from being in your cave, from being in the sect, from being in a city. So that's a shame in my eyes. A missed opportunity. So I'll just skip the dialogue. Like, my sect master has a request. Now that you have become the strongest in our sect, would you be willing to help our sect if we encounter any difficulties? Absolutely. That is natural. If my sect is in trouble, I will certainly not sit by and do nothing. Yep. We flickered and disappeared in the main hall. I will actually end it right here. My current recording software says I am 70 minutes in terms of recording. My session is 100 minutes. So just you know how much I struggled with that extreme strategy, and I won't ever do it again. I will just stick to the simple one you saw, like very simple. But we are now a deity finally. Now, if you were a bit smarter compared to me, you would have forged your new weapon, your new equipment before you did the deity breakthrough. Since, well, now I am using up lifespan I could have saved for. Yeah, you get it. But anyway, I am tuning out now. Hope you guys enjoyed this deity breakthrough. It was my god. See you guys next time. Bye bye.